Hello, everybody. A very good morning. As we are going to welcome the new year, we have to also recall what we have done and how was the last year 2020. It's not only the year 2020, it's worth recounting the 2 decades, last 2 decades of the millennium, and what has happened to us. 2 decades, 20 years, द्विदशंधि, दीर्घ 20 वर्ष, the most happening 20 years. Particularly for me, it has been very successful, memorable, most happening 20 years. And I'll just take 20 minutes to recount, to recall these 20 happening years in the 20 slides to come. As we have seen this year, very unprecedented global crisis. We should recall what happened 20 years back. As we just about to touch 2000, all were very much worried about a crisis which they expected, and that was called Y2K computer bug. But it was expected and it could be solved, and the panic disappeared very successfully. Thank God nothing happened, though everybody expected that there will be a colossal loss when all the computers, all the systems of all establishment will stop in 0 hour of 2000 year. But this year, what happened actually, it was very, very unexpected, unprecedented, and the global pandemic shattered all of us, all nations, particularly the economy. As we can recall, statistics-wise, only for India, the loss was 20 lakh crore, and in dollar term, it is $265 billion. As we know, till date, we lost 1.5 lakh deaths, and over 1 crore Indians were affected by the virus called COVID. And also this year had a very bad incident of clash with Chinese army, where we lost 20 brave Indian soldiers, and till date we have got like confrontation, particularly economically, and both the countries are suffering. As you know, the last 20 years, cyclones battered East Coast, particularly Odisha. As we may all recall, the super cyclone which happened towards the end of October 1999, which killed over 10,000 people, and the loss was, at that time, it was over $5 billion. Then we had Philin in 2013, Hudud in 2014, Titli in 2018, again Foni in 2019, and this year we had Amphan, which battered severely West Bengal, but there was damage in northern Odisha too. So we suffered a lot in these cyclones. But if I recount for myself, the last 20 years are actually the happening years for my life. When I passed matriculation in 1978, I didn't expect that I will be a lecturer in 1987, and particularly a student of statistics joining management department of Berhampur University. And also I didn't expect that I'll be doing PhD in management, and it happened in 2000. First 5 years of this millennium, 2000 to 4, I devoted myself for Odia literature. Particularly, I wrote many articles for a local daily, Anupam Bharat. And then I thought of concentrating in teaching. I started applying elsewhere. I got a breakthrough. I was invited by VIT Vellore as a professor. I joined in 2006. But as I lost my father, I had to come back to Odisha. I joined KIIT Bhubaneswar in 2007. 2019 was academically a very successful, satisfying year for me. I got 3 major research project grants and I was active in research. And particularly this year, 2020, despite all difficulties of lockdown, shutdown, we could have highest number of publications and naturally few satisfying development like citations. And of course, if I recall the last 20 years, to my credit, I could have 9 books, I could guide 9 PhD scholars and over 70 research proposals and 50 conferences I attended and presented my papers. Recalling back again, my admission as a teacher fellow to IIM Ahmedabad was a dream admission. As in-service teacher, I took admission in FDPM of IIM Ahmedabad in the academic year 01-02. And as I just told, first 5 years of this millennium up to 2005, I was devoting myself mostly for Odia literature and particularly for local daily Anupam Bharat. And I could also publish one book in Odia, and that was Satabdi Purusha, and which featured more than 200 successful Odia personalities in my book, and that was published by Lucky Publishers. The last 2 decades also had my personal loss. I lost my father-in-law in 2001 and my father December 2006, and again my mother-in-law in January 2012. Now then, I got some welcome invitation from abroad. During my service career in KIIT, I could present a paper in American Society of Engineering Management. I was invited there to go to St. Cloud University. That happened in 2013, where I presented 2 papers there, and that was really a dream visit to US. And I was really very much happy to visit the world famous research lab of 3M company in Minnesota. Then I had very fruitful interaction with Indian American professors like Hiral Shah, Ben Baliga, and many other professionals there. Next, I had an invitation from Australia, where I attended International Convention for Asian Scholars, and there actually it was organized, celebrated in a big way, and South Australian Prime Minister and President welcomed us, and we had one-to-one interaction with them, and it was a very successful visit to Adelaide in the year next was the invitation from International Sociology Association, which is called ISA, and in particular RC33 conference, which is devoted to research methodology. I had the opportunity of chairing a session for ISA RC33, which was hosted by University of Leicester, London. And I took the opportunity of visiting the city of London and Scotland, and that was really a very satisfying and successful visit to UK. Next, while going to Australia, I had a chance to visit Singapore, and at that time, Singapore was celebrating its 50th year of independence, and they were organizing free Singapore tour. So as I had free time there, So I enjoyed the free Singapore tour of the city, and that was very memorable for me. And we had a family visit to Bhutan, and during this 2 decade, and one of my student had arranged for my stay and visit. And then came the major research project which we conducted for South Asian Nutrition Hub, which is part of Global Challenge Research Fund based at UK. And the research project was first launched from Nepal. It was participated by the researchers and the professors from all South Asian nation countries and UK, of course. And I had the opportunity of interacting and co-working with senior partners like Professor Roger, Professor Vera, and Mark Shotton, who is the chief project director of this project. And this particular project, where like biotechnology department of KIT University has taken the lead. We have colleagues, Professor Jena from School of Rural Management, and Professor Tapanadya Mrutyunjeshwar from Biotech, and we are the team from KIT University, and we have been conducting for this major research project, which is for next 4 years. And the event was first inaugurated in Kathmandu, Nepal, and then we had the second meeting in Maldives, and it was hosted by Maldives National University, Mali. And we had field visit, and we had studied the coral reef and the vegetation of Maldives and different islands of Maldives. This is also part of SNH project. And then we had the next meeting for our team in Sri Lanka, Colombo. And this was conducted at Hotel Taj Samudra, Colombo. And we had the chance visit city of Colombo and nearby towns. And I must recall my participation, my contribution, and the activities done for Operational Research Society of India, Bhubaneswar chapter. I was elected the president of ORSI Bhubaneswar chapter. During my tenure, we could conduct 3 national conventions, and one of the biggest convention was held in association with SOA University Bhubaneswar, and KIT University also supported for this event sufficiently, and I must thank the KIT authority for allowing me to conduct ORSI Bhubaneswar chapter from KIT University campus. And during the last convention, the selected paper was selected and published in one editorial book form, and it was published by Springer. And this is a really happy moment for me, and I was one of the editor for this book. And coming again to the research and my academic progression during the last 2 decades, particularly I must thank the KIT authority for giving me fullest cooperation and support. And for my work, I was adjudged one of the best teacher in 1 year. And I was also the program chairperson of MBA program of School of Management for 4 years. And I conducted continuously for 10 years national level workshop in research methodology that was very popular. And we thought of bringing out a good book in the field of research methodology. I joined my colleague, Professor Sumita Mishra, and Emerald came forward, and they have published our edited book, where we have contributed and also compiled some good articles contributed by research methodology experts. And this is circulated by Emerald, and it is one of my great satisfaction so far as a nice publication is concerned. Then I was entrusted with the publication charge of the research journal of School of Management, which is named as Parikalpana Kids School of Management Research Journal. And I have been publishing continuously non-stop since last 10 years. And it is in nice circulation, and it has got a nice reputation also. It's a peer-reviewed journal. And I'll finally recall the year 2020, and that was really good for me, for so far as research and online teaching is concerned. When we had continued shutdown or lockdown, everywhere, all academic institutions were forced to impart education online. And I thought of uploading my video lectures in YouTube. To my pleasant surprise, I found that my video lectures are really in great demand. And just in 3 months of shutdown on this during COVID pandemic, we had almost 3,000 views, and some of the video lectures are available in YouTube. And coming to the research front, the great satisfaction came when the international journal published by Professor Nayan Khanel, that is Horizon Journal of Humanities and Social Science, and they came forward to publish the selected articles of one of my webinar. And I was invited to guest edit that particular special issue. And my colleagues and scholars could contribute, and it is really a great satisfaction for me that 2020 had good research output, particularly for me. I must thank God, I must thank KIT Authority for this. And though I started late scholarly publications, I have no hesitation, whatever little I have. This is during only the last 2 decades, and the citations are available in Google Scholar and other academic research networks. I must express my thankfulness, gratitude to my authority at KIT for providing me opportunity to perform, for providing me for my self-growth, and contributing academically to KIT organization. Some of the notable events that we conducted several workshops, national level seminars, and also FDPs, not only for different schools of KIT University, also different colleges of Bhubaneswar. And as I just recalled, one of the achievement, what I can honestly, humbly put, that the book publication by Emerald on research methodology was one of the most satisfying event of 2020 for me. And moving forward, I got the blessings from the Honorable Founder Sir, Professor Achyuta Samanta, and I must thank him for encouraging me, inspiring me, and supporting me for my academic excellence. Recalling on domestic front, as I left 15 years back, government job from Berhampur University, we also thought of shifting our residence from Berhampur to Bhubaneswar. So a house at Bhubaneswar was really a dream for our family. I got my own address at Bhubaneswar. I booked one apartment flat during this last decade. And also I got my son married in 19 December. And I got my sweet bohu also. Now, as we are approaching to welcome the new year, let us pray for and late praying.
Shri Jagannathaya Namaha. Om Shri Jagannathaya Namaha.
Wish you all Happy New Year.